football. Across the world, it's going viral today because Qatar Sports Investment Fund is looking at, well, the Premier League, no less, for its next big investment. Manchester United, Liverpool FC, Tottenham Hotspurs, they're among the clubs being targeted by Qatar. No deal apparently is imminent, but some clubs, including Liverpool and Man U, they are open to a sale. Meanwhile, the Premier League already has two clubs with Middle Eastern owners, Man City, owned by Abu Dhabi-based City Football Group, and Newcastle United, recently acquired by the consortium of Saudi Arabia's Wealth Fund. Now remember, already going viral of late had been that Qatar was hosting the most expensive.
You're right, guys. So, welcome to the live stream. Obviously, this is the live trading session for the New York close. We opened some trades in the previous session for the New York Open. All are in profit, or three of them are in profit. One of them is at break even currently. So exactly what we mentioned in that live stream. Obviously, I'm expecting a push up higher. Deeper into this order block, that's exactly what we're getting now. There hasn't really been too much of a reaction in terms of the altcoins. But yeah, there's probably another one more push until things start to slow down, leading up to that CPI on Thursday. So yeah, we should be able to book ourselves some decent profit here. And then yeah, we'll see how things kind of play out. But it probably looks like if we are able to get this push in this session or leading up to kind of later on tonight, we'll obviously cash it in, take our profit, and then just wait out tomorrow and wait for that CPI. Supreme Being, how you doing, my man? You okay? Yeah, so that's probably what we're looking at. Just try and book some profit on these trades, and then just be patient and wait for that CPI figure. Yeah, it's always a little bit risky trading that CPI. Yeah, especially how things have gone in the last few months with obviously the CPI expectations. So, yeah, we'll cash in and then just wait out. Any other heaters in the pipeline? We'll have a little look. But yeah, realistically, you're probably just going to stick to the ones that we got into today. And then, yeah, probably just wait out until that CPI figure comes out on Thursday, really. There isn't a whole load of profit to be taken, especially as we edge closer and closer to that CPI. Market's obviously going to hold off a little bit the closer to that CPI release, because I mean anything can happen on that. So that's how we're going to treat it as well. But I mean, yeah, prices have had a really nice push up higher, especially in the altcoin market. The altcoin market has absolutely flown. And for some of them, it's still looking good. Still a decent amount of space for things to push up a little bit higher. As you can see, Bitcoin's got a little bit more room. Yeah, so we'll see. Obviously, we got some supply being dumped here. Got a spike up in volume. Yeah, just looking for more liquidity higher up. Ideally, around 17,800. That'll be a nice level to kind of look at top there. If not, maybe a little bit higher. Obviously, we got that 100 moving average sat just there, 17.9. So, but again, guys, obviously zoom out, still within that larger range. So yeah, until we break above it, yeah, things can very much turn around heavy. So yeah, we'll see how things kind of play out. Yeah, but that's where we're expecting resistance to be, roughly 17,800 in this order block here, in this box that we've drawn out. So there's a little bit more room, a little bit more of a push to be expected, and then a dump I mean, it's had a very, very nice run up. I'm starting to see volume kind of tick up as it's entering these liquidity zones. Meaning, I mean, if you have a look on the lower time frame, you're seeing a bit more supply coming in. So sellers are slowly taking control over. Equities for today were down, slightly up now. But yeah, they made a nice turnaround as well. Dollar index just building up structure, kind of compressing, so should be looking at a breakout relatively soon. As you can see, we're compressing here. But yeah, does look like we're going to break down, come down. That should give a nice push to the equities and crypto. But yeah, there's some nice trades. So obviously we put out the AVAX trade in the previous update. Sorry, the previous live. Currently up about 1%, 20% profit. But yeah, this one looks good. It's pushed to at least 13.2, hopefully anyway. Yeah, so this one will just get in, get out nice and quick, book some profit. But there's some other ones that also looking nice. But yeah, we'll see what we can get here anyway.
I gotta say, I really think the story is the bond market. Maybe we'll talk about that in just a moment because I am kind of obsessed with Meta and what's going on with this stock. It's up about 2.7% in today's trade, but it's not just a one-day story. When JP Morgan out, they did a survey of investors. They found that Meta is expected to be the top-performing mega cap internet stock this year. This is after it saw its worst year in record, lost 64% last year. It's up nearly 50% since November 3rd, so quite a pop. But as you know, we all like to give perspective. It's still down 65% from an all-time high back in September of 2021. So okay. I just find it interesting.
So you're watching Meta.
I am.
That means nobody's watching the NASDAQ Golden Dragon Index. Except for me. Except for me. It is higher by 1.6% right now. And here's why. There's an interesting story here. Morgan Stanley has turned even more bullish when it comes to China stocks. You might remember just a few months ago, they raised their target on MSCI China to 70. Now they're raising it once again. Romain, the in earnings growth from a very low base, as well as reductions in domestic policy risk internally and geopolitical risk externally. Analysts say it's likely to drive a further valuation re-rating in the near term.
Like a theme of the beaten down, right? All of a sudden coming back.
This has really been the story, guys, I think, for a while. The idea here that, I mean, when you look at sort of what got beaten up over the last year and really the last few months here, and that's where a lot of people are gravitating. It is in China, and of course it is to a certain extent in Europe. Meanwhile, back here in the U.S., everyone's still fighting over this 3,900 level here, trying to make sense here of whether you do get a Fed or at least a pause. Fractionally on the day, 0.4% on the S&P, 0.3% on the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Meanwhile, cyclical names still remain out front with the Russell up about 1% on the day.
3,900, that battle could extend for days, weeks, months, maybe quarters at this point. I mean, we could be looking at a year in which things are just very choppy. In the meantime, Romain, you mentioned Europe and China. A lot of investors seeing more value in those overseas markets. Back home here in the U.S., Carol's obsession Meta is helping lift the communication services sector there by 0.7%. On the downside, you have some of the more favored defensive names of 2022, utilities, staples, and REITs doing the worst.
You came in today talking a lot here about Taiwan Semi.
GMX looks nice. Double bottom scenario, a higher low just here, and now we're seeing a nice push up. This could make a very, very nice push. It's got slightly declining buy side, which isn't ideal. Yeah, does look good though. Maybe wait for a little bit of a pullback on that one, but this one's setting up very, very nicely. That structure there, very nice structure. Little pullback, and then start getting some momentum again. Push up higher.
talked here about the broader market sentiment, and I know a lot of people, guys, kind of poo-poo sentiment numbers, but we did get the NFIB numbers earlier this morning when it comes to small business optimism, and that optimism has really been on a downtrend right now. The second week of trading that we've had,
Two potential targets there.
going back to 2013.
First one, if we manage to break through, then, I mean, there's a bit of an order block there as well. So 1, 2, 3.
Which we've seen on small business, and to a certain extent, we've seen it when it comes to bigger businesses as well, the CEO surveys.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting, actually, statistic, and I think this is important when we try to figure out the way forward. Small businesses are important to our economy. They also got a bit of an assistance, if you will, during the pandemic. So there's a lot of things that we're looking at. We know there's a lot of things central bankers are looking at, and one of the things that we need to be looking at is fiscal policy. And this is something that the former IMF chief economist and Peterson Institute senior fellow, he's also an author, Olivier Blanchard, talked about on Bloomberg TV. He reminded us that there's a lot of things to focus on, specifically fiscal policy. Check it out.
Fiscal policy can do too much, and I think that we're paying, in large part, a major fiscal policy mistake. There was no need for the very large programs that we saw in 2020, but more especially at the beginning of 2021.
And of course, that's former chief economist at the IMF, Olivier Blanchard, also right now at Peterson Institute. But it's something to think about that as we get on the other side of this, it's not just what the central banks are doing or the Fed is doing. And you talk about this a lot, Romain, that fiscal policy impact.
I'm curious, I mean, as a guy who's a former IMF,
Odds have been wild. Hopefully another leg on some. When pulls back and sideways until, yeah, probably not too wrong there, mate. Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin's still got a little bit more room to come, to go up to. So, yeah, we should see another push. Another push up higher, and then start to really come down. That's what we're looking at anyway now.
That's exactly what I was going to say. And I think it's easier to criticize, what happened post-election of 2020 and what happened in the part of 2021. Yeah.
And the spigots remained open for far too long, I think, is the bigger criticism of what the Federal Reserve didn't
Yeah,
do
man.
in 2021 and therefore was forced to do in a big rush in 2022.
Obviously, a lot of these alts have already done a majority of their move. So, again, it's something to kind of be careful with. If Bitcoin makes that push up to this zone here, and the altcoins are still, well, the altcoins that you're looking at are still yet to make a push, just get out. Because it's more than likely, once it reaches up here, that we're going to see a bit of a larger move back down. So, yeah. But those altcoins that don't move when Bitcoin makes that move to this 17,800 zone, those are the ones that you want to look at for a short position, because once you kind of do get that sell-off, those altcoins are really going to sell off heavy.
people do start to believe that the Fed is ready to pause and maybe even pivot, then maybe that could sort of underpin the bond market until we get through whatever.
So we're going to come back down a little bit, create a bit more structure, potentially come down here, and then build up, push up again. But yeah, we're building up on some nice structure, so we'll see how things kind of play out. Might get a little bit of a move. So yeah, let's see how things kind of play out. Good tip, I've noticed that as well. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the easiest way really is just scan through. Just keep a mental note on the altcoins that have really pushed up high, an abnormal amount. Those tend to be ones to kind of really see a lot, well, obviously a larger move back down when things do turn around. But also keep a mental note as to which ones aren't really moving when the rest of the market is going up. Because as the move is coming to an end, and it starts to reverse, those ones that have kind of been stagnant and not moved with the rest of the market, those are the ones that are going to really turn around really, really quickly. So yeah, you're able to just get in and out, cash in some decent profit on that. So yeah.
Steady, right? I think that they're going to continue to raise rates above that 5% number. I think that come Thursday when the CPI print comes, I'm looking for a consensus of 6.5. But if we see about a 15% of those prints that are 6.6 or higher, I think we could be in for a long volatile run here.
Some nice structure on comp. Coming back down, testing this area. If we can hold it, make another move.
But to get it down to 2%, that's going to be really difficult, if not impossible.
Yeah, I think looking at the data, right? So I looked at last month the PPI number coming in at 8.3, above consensus, looking at 6.5 as consensus now. I believe what that does for risk on assets is going to be very difficult for long duration stocks to continue to have any type of rally, right? So looking at it, how we get that number down, there's going to have to be a long protracted downturn in the market. Right?
This looks quite sweet as well. Ramping back up. Order block just here.
How do you sort of find opportunities, though, in an environment like this? I mean, we went through a bull market cycle where you didn't need to be smart.
Got some smaller ones. Yeah, could see a push up higher on this one. Nice structure.
Probably had to be ripped up or at least altered significantly, I think, over the last couple of years. I mean, what does that look like now? How do you model this?
Yeah, I like the look of that.
So you figure my company, DFD Partners, we are a good barometer of
Come back down, test, bam.
plethora of asset managers at our disposal, right?
Any reason for leaving Telegram to Discord? Just for the simple fact that so everything can just be in one place. So the free channel as well as the premium channel, if on Discord, obviously it's just under one channel technically, right? We just make obviously the premium channels only available to the premium members, but then we're able to kind of break it down into kind of the subsectors. Yeah, it just looks a lot more neat. And yeah, it's a lot more organized. So that's why we're making the move over. And as well, I mean, it gives you obviously those chat channels. Obviously, you have the premium lounge, you have the public lounge. It kind of allows people to actually conversate with each other, which I mean, Telegram doesn't allow you to do. So, well, it does allow you to do, but the one that we kind of set up on Telegram doesn't allow. And as well for premium members, obviously you can put comments on the post that we put out, but it's not like a general chat. It's like commenting on each of the posts. So yeah, it's just the right move. Obviously we were looking to do the switch over last year, but yeah, we kind of have a whole load of things backlogged that we kind of need to get up and running for the future. So yeah, we finally made the switch over. It was also the case of playing around with the settings and stuff, which I mean, I'll be honest, I haven't actually got it perfect. I do need to make some of them channels for premium members so that I can only message in there. Again, just kind of keep the noise out, and just have obviously premium members just chat in the the premium lounge. But yeah, it's just a lot easier, a lot more organized. So it just makes sense. It's just the only thing with Discord, it's a bit more complicated. Whereas Telegram, it's quite simple. It's almost comparing Apple to Android. Apple being Telegram and Discord being Samsung or Android. But yeah, it's mainly due to just breaking things down into those other sub channels. Yeah. once we get it fully unlocked, I mean, everyone will appreciate the switch. Yeah, it's the right decision.
over at DFT Partners. Coming up, a lot more coming up. We count you down to the closing bells. Deborah Cunningham going to be joining us to assist Global Liquidity Market CIO over at Federated Hermes. Plus, we're going to talk about Microsoft and more importantly, about all these AI bots that are one day going to take both of our jobs. Microsoft maybe potentially going to make a big investment.
This looks good though, INJ. Yeah, yeah, it's the right thing to do, mate. We're able to interact with each other a lot better. Obviously we are, trade ideas, all of that sort of stuff. It's also the case you guys can share your stuff into specific sub channels. So it's kind of just builds up a little bit more of a community feel, which is kind of one of the main priorities for us this year. So yeah, we've made the move, made the decision, so we're going with it. So we'll see how things kind of play out. Obviously, the premium channel, the Telegram, the free Telegram channel, they'll still be there. We're not going to obviously delete them, but obviously they'll become kind of inactive. We're not really going to be posting in there. All the links that we kind of put out on socials, anything like that, they're going to be for the Discord channel. So see how it goes. If it doesn't plan out how we think it will, then we can always just revert back. It's not exactly a complicated switch over, and plus all the members are still going to be in those groups. But yeah, also will you be able to post on TradingView soon? Yes, mate. So we'll start to be posting on TradingView again. I think it was 9 days yesterday, so I think it's Wednesday next week I get to start posting again. So we'll see how that kind of goes. We'll do our market updates as well as our altcoin updates on TradingView, and we'll post them both to TradingView as well as YouTube, and then obviously to our Discord channel. We'll do probably one live stream, probably pick one live stream to do on TradingView, but the live streams are going to be put on YouTube, I think. We are trying to kind of break away from TradingView. They kind of really don't offer us anything apart from the customer base. So obviously everyone that uses TradingView are traders or have a natural interest in trading, which benefits us, but TradingView just way too restrictive with what we can and can't say, what we can and can't post, and it's just a little bit tedious. It's not the first time that we've been banned, and the reason why we got banned this most recent time was because of our thumbnail having our Telegram link as well as our logo. So I mean, it's just a bit of a piss take, to be honest. So we'll be back. We'll be able to post next week, but yeah, it's not going to be to the same level as what we were doing previously. We will obviously be posting a bit more on YouTube and keeping it as that sort of content, so the streams will be mainly on YouTube. However, we will do at least one of the streams, one out of the 3 streams on TradingView. But yeah, we're going to try and pull away from that, really. But yeah, what I was going to say in terms of that, the Discord channel as well. Obviously, there's a sub channel under the name of Live Trading Room. So in between these live trading sessions, moving forward, we're going to go back to how we had things structured anyway in terms of live streams. So London Open, New York Open, New York Close. In between, so we'll mainly our trading day is from London Open to kind of European Close, and then take a little bit of a break, and then we come back for that New York close. But between London Open and European close, we'll be consistently live Monday to Friday. Okay, so we'll do a London Open live trading session as we normally do, but then we'll cut it off about after an hour or so. But then we'll continue being live in that sub channel. Yeah, again, able to interact with each other, and I mean it's easier. Also, I mean, if anything changes, we need to move a stop loss or we need to cash out or anything like that. It's quicker. Obviously, if you're in that channel and we can, and we're saying what we're doing with these trades, rather than obviously waiting for me to type it out whether I've closed the trade or I moved the stop loss or anything like that, right? Or I'm taking a trade, for instance. So yeah, that'll be beneficial for obviously the premium members. Obviously that channel is a premium only service, so yeah, the Discord move is definitely going to be a positive for this year, so see how things kind of go. Yeah, we're just getting the ball rolling. Thank God that obviously I'm feeling a lot better compared to yesterday. Yesterday I was absolutely dying. So feeling better. So live streams will be up and running again. London Open, New York Open, New York Close, and then yeah, market updates will be, well, we've been sending market updates, but obviously we can only post privately on TradingView. So yeah, we've been doing them. Been sending it into the Discord channel for the premium members, obviously. But yeah, we'll start posting publicly again next week. So we don't look, yeah. Yeah, thank you, mate. So am I. I was literally dying yesterday. Yeah, but I had to hop on live. It's been a while since I put out any content, really. So I felt the need to at least keep you guys kind of in the loop with things, and put something out anyway, even though I looked like absolute shit yesterday. But we move on. So getting a continuation, nice push up again. It does look like the dollar index is making a move down. We're currently 8 minutes out from that New York close, or the last half an hour of the New York session anyway. So we'll see whether we can get a little bit of a move. Normally we get a little bit of volume coming in on at the very end of the New York session. So see if we can get anything. As you can see here, we're compressing. We are compressing here, so see how things play out. Yeah, some very, very, very nice trades. This is almost a cup and handle, as you can see here as well. So I mean, if any of you that are joining us, welcome, by the way. And looking to enter a trade, this is looking very, very nice. Cup and handle, bam, bam. Got that handle right there. Just set your stop just literally underneath, or you can even go on the lower time frame. Probably looking at a move there. Might be able to kind of reduce that stop loss a little bit more potentially. Maybe. maybe push it to there. I wouldn't push it any higher really. Safest one is just put it just underneath this low. But if you're not comfortable with that, just move it slightly higher, maybe to one of those fibs. This is the likeliest area to, if prices do turn back down, to test. So probably set your stop loss around 1.414. But yeah, this is looking good for a push up higher. By the way, those that are joining us, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Runs primary care centers for Medicare recipients. Now, a deal could value Oak Street at more than $10 billion, including debt. We see shares of Oak Street soaring today. Amazon expanding its Prime delivery service to more websites. The new program is called Buy with Prime and will generally be available in the U.S. by the end of the month. Merchants say that Buy with Prime boosts sales because shoppers are confident that their products will be delivered quickly. And Disney asking its workers to return to its offices.
Do like along here.
In an internal memo seen by Bloomberg, the CEO Bob Iger is pushing for staff to work on site Monday through Thursday. Iger spent a lot of time in the office and joked that he hoped he wouldn't be lonely. Those are your business/headlines. And for any Disney fans and film and TV super fans out there, Newsdays are kind of one and the same. The 80th annual Golden Globes Awards are on NBC tonight, making its comeback after a year-long hiatus that was triggered by scandals, whether it was over the lack of diversity in its ranks or expensive clothes.
So you said it's on tonight. I have a quick
Tuesday night.
correction. Tuesday night, which is Tuesday. It's on at 5 p.m.
5 p.m. California time, 8 p.m. Eastern
Right,
time.
but that's daytime over there.
It's always daytime over there, though.
No, it's not. I mean, 6 p.m. is evening. Why are they showing this at 5 p.m. in the afternoon?
Why are they showing it on Tuesday is the more important question.
I don't know. Are you going to watch this thing?
I used to
Have
watch
you seen
this
any of
thing.
these movies? So Avatar.
No.
Elvis.
No. No.
Tar.
No.
Top Gun Maverick.
Yes, twice.
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 Why? You're
I'm
a
a
big Tom
German
Cruise
star. Come
fan?
on.
Huh?
I like Tom Cruise. Sorry.
Wow. Can we dive deeper into this? So you saw this movie twice.
Yes. Once in the theater, once on the airplane.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Better Call
What
Saul.
other
Yes.
Tom
Crown.
Cruise
Yes.
movies have you seen?
I think I've seen all of them. I can recite the original Top Gun to you. We don't want to go. This is a rabbit hole that we're going down here.
I think it's a rabbit hole. Do we have more time here? Can we cut? Blow the brakes. Let's just dive into and our obsession with Tom Cruise.
This goes years back.
Sorry, we have to go.
Let's see where we can go. Yeah, 3 minutes out, 3 minutes out. What's this then? Alright, so last half an hour to the trading sessions officially started. Let's see where it takes us.
This is the countdown to the close, less than 30 minutes to go in the trading day.
Yeah, and for the past 30 minutes, the markets have gone pretty much nowhere. 3,909 for the S&P 500. It's pretty much where we're at right now. What's interesting, of course, is that most of the sectors are in the green, led by communication services. Meta is the big winner here in the group, and that's helping to lift the sector overall. Meta named as one of the top internet mega cap stocks by JP Morgan for 2023, believe it or not. On the downside, you've got some of the big winners from the past year, which
By the way, those that are liking the stream, thank you very much. I know there's only a couple of you in there, but yeah, much appreciated.
Morgan survey that showed Meta as being the top stock here for 2023. The second choice in that survey was actually Amazon. Amazon shares up 2% here on the day, up about 8% over the past 3 days here, and a big part of the reason why you've been seeing this market hold into the green. Meanwhile, Illumina going in all the wrong directions, having one of its worst days in several months, down about 7% after that company gave guidance. They gave a lot of people pause here, and something to keep an eye on, particularly with a lot of these companies that have exposure to that life sciences space. Broadcom down here again on another day following that scoop from yesterday. Mark Gurman saying that Apple finally ready to move on and away from Broadcom. Of course, that's not going to come until the end of 2024. And KB Home, keep an eye on that space. We're going to get earnings out of KB Home tomorrow. We come back to the idea of consumer sentiment, of market sentiment, and market expectations. And here's the thing. Maybe this is a chart Jay Powell will talk about when they meet for the next Fed meeting here, and that is inflation expectations. You take a look at the blue line. These were your 3-year inflation expectations. And for the most part, they never really remain unanchored. They did get up to about 4%, but they've been holding around that 3% level. That's good. It was the short-term inflation expectations that were causing a lot of concern here. Of course, almost peaking right around 7%, but they've been on a pretty steady downward trajectory right now, holding around 5%. We'll see, Scarlett, if on Thursday this number comes down even further when we get the CPI data.
Yeah, that CPI report is going to be make or break.
Still relatively weak sell side, even though we're making a nice move back down.
Is deal making because in the world of M&A, Microsoft is eyeing a $10 billion investment in OpenAI. That is the creator of ChatGPT. Meantime, you've got BioNTech agreeing to buy UK tech company InstaDeep. This is a deal worth £562 million. Why is AI so hot right now? Joining us now is Mandeep Singh. He is senior technology analyst with Bloomberg Intelligence. So let me put that question to you. Why is AI seemingly so hot right now?
Well, so we've talked about, the improvements in AI over the last couple of years, and now it feels like we are at a point where you can embed AI into everything, whether it's software, whether you're searching, whether you're using a virtual assistant, device, smart speakers. And it can get intelligent in the sense that not only can it give you answers, but it can also curate content like new images, new media, and I think that is the next level of innovation you can see from something like ChatGPT.
Give us a sense here, though, of where Microsoft would be most interested in this. I mean, what's the end game for them with this?
Well, so clearly they can improve their existing products like Office, Bing search engine, but also the service runs on the back end. Well, I mean, you could argue, I'm not in the camp who feels ChatGPT is going to disrupt Google's core business.
Yeah.
No. But at the same time, you can see Microsoft benefiting in the sense that its underlying infrastructure is the cloud, the Azure cloud.
Right.
So a lot of these queries are run on Azure, and these are computationally intensive queries. Like it's not you opening a Word document. They're running, models which have billions of parameters. So computationally, I think it's a win-win for Microsoft.
So they would get paid every time we search for something.
Exactly.
So it's synergistic from that point of view. Is this a case of Microsoft wanting to buy it before a company like Alphabet buys it?
Well, clearly they want to have a big investment so that no one else can buy it. I think right now the regulatory environment is such that none of these large tech companies can buy, such a big company or, invest. Like look at Microsoft Activision, $70 billion acquisition, they can't close it out because there is so much scrutiny. So I think this is a much better way for them to make sure that they have an investment.
And Microsoft already has an investment in the company too, right?
Correct.
So this is not brand new.
No, they are just increasing their stake. So they had a $1 billion investment. Tesla also had an investment in OpenAI, and now they are raising it to 10 billion. So they clearly have a higher stake.
Give us sort of the practical use case, because I mean now a lot of the chatter about OpenAI and the chatbot is people just kind of doing funny stuff with it and seeing what it can do.
But we're worried that it's going to replace our jobs.
Yeah, but what is the I guess the real use case for it that would be monetizable not only for Microsoft but for the other folks that employ it?
I think you can create a lot of things and do it in a very efficient way. So earlier when you were, let's say, creating a movie or an image,
Right.
you were spending a lot of time with raw tools. Now you can generate this much faster. So it makes you more productive. I don't think it's going to take away our jobs. I hope not.
Yeah.
What do you see ChatGPT actually doing then? Like how are we going to apply it over the next year? Aside from joking around saying that it's going to do my kids' homework.
Well, so generative AI, they talk about this quite a bit in terms of ChatGPT generating an image. So you just describe what an image should look like. It can generate an image. There are other terms, stable diffusion and stuff like that, where the AI is getting smarter and smarter. And it's the reason why it's getting smarter is because it's getting trained on, multi-million kind of parameters where you can really, instead of being restricted by the computational capacity or, the parameter size, you can do much more because you can train it on all the different types of parameters. And I think that is the power of AI. And now the focus is more on driving efficiency.
And the more you use it, I mean, in theory, the better it gets, right?
Absolutely, and you uncover more use cases. So I think the more disruptive aspects will be on
Doesn't look like we're going to get much movement.
now the software will learn and get smarter.
Yeah.
And I think that's where you're going to see more disruption.
A lot of promise here. We'll see what the Microsoft interesting to see what other companies maybe can make some progress on this. Bloomberg Intelligence analyst Mandeep Singh covering this and so much more for us. A lot more coming up here. Deborah Cunningham going to be stopping by to help count us down to the closing bells. She's a global liquidity market CIO over at Federated Earnings. We keep quick check here on the market. Scarlett here, seeing selling in the debt market, pushing yields higher, buying right now in the equity markets, pushing prices towards, I guess, well, these are highs of the day. Don't poo-poo it. Up 0.5% right now on the S&P 500. Can a chatbot do that?
I think a chatbot can do whatever you want it to do.
All right,
And Mandeep is nodding his head yes, so I think I got that right.
in a moment. This is Bloomberg.
We've got about 19 minutes to go before the close of the U.S. markets, and Jay Powell spoke today and didn't say anything when it comes to the terminal rate. So the path of least resistance right now is higher. And if you look at some of the big gainers in the S&P 500, where the advancers outnumber the decliners by a 2-to-1 margin, you have a lot of big tech cap names, whether it's Amazon, whether it's Meta Platforms. Meta Platforms being named to J.P. Morgan's list of mega cap internet stocks that it likes for 2023 that investors are in favor of, along with a couple of other recent decliners, whether it's Danaher or Zoetis. By the way, the CEO of Zoetis will be joining us later on today. When you look at the decliners on our heat map, what's flashing red right now are a lot of consumer staples. Those companies that have done better over the past year because of their stable earnings, because of their dividends. Investors may be backing away a little bit right now. They don't provide as much value as perhaps they did earlier last year.
All right. Keep an eye, of course, on the markets as we get closer to the closing bells. The tug of war between the bulls and the bears as people try to parse economic conditions, monetary policy, as well as fiscal policy, too. Deborah Cunningham joining us right now. She's the Global Liquidity Market CIO over at Federated Hermes, which has about $624 billion in assets under management. Deborah, we have to start off, of course, with all the talk about inflation, whether it's moderating, and more importantly, whether it's moderating enough to maybe change the Fed's course.
Certainly. Well, first of all, Happy New Year, Romaine. I hope all your holidays were great. From a standpoint of inflation, certainly is the number one item to keep your eye on in order to judge what's going to happen from a Fed positioning standpoint going forward. If you look at the information that we received on inflation back at the end of the fourth quarter, it was rather positive. CPI, PPI, both coming down, both making lower prints than what market expectations would have been, and doing it in a broader way than maybe had been expected. By the same token, when you look at what the Fed's goal is at this point, 2%, or at least that's their stated goal. They've continued to, I guess, keep that number in the marketplace, make sure it is in the forefront. 2% is still, pretty far away, no matter what measure you're looking at, whether it's broad-based inflation, core inflation, wage inflation, all of them still stand, substantially above that, harped upon number of 2%. So the question is then, do they settle for something a little bit less in order to achieve more of a soft landing, or do they keep pushing on? I think, the market has questions about it, and right now the market is not believing what the Fed is telling them from a standpoint of either Fed speak or, most recent Fed dots, FOMC projections.
Yeah. It doesn't look like we're going to get much. So I think it's best if we leave it there. So yeah, dollar index is obviously going up and down. Again, something that we mentioned. It's going to be volatile. It's going to fluctuate up and down. But again, I can think the main point to take is that we've got this area here that needs to be filled up. It's not really at an area where it's at strong support, really. And we're not seeing the reactive price action for it to explode back up. It's just currently holding very, very lightly. So we kind of do need a reactive candle, okay? So until then, we will be moving down, potentially get that reactive candle somewhere around this region here, and then see that much larger, more volatile move back up. For now, obviously, this is just very, very gradual. And yeah, it's looking like it's going to move down. So when we get that move down, we'll see that extra leg back up in crypto prices as well as equities. So yeah, we just hold, we wait. I mean, yeah, just building up on some liquidity. So yeah, might get it in a few hours. China sessions or the Asia sessions recently have been giving us some moves, so we might get something there. If not, tomorrow will be the day. But yeah, we'll be looking to close these positions tomorrow, and then, well, by tomorrow at the very least, and then just waiting that CPI out, seeing what happens there, and then making the next move, next decision once the market has had time to digest that CPI. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for joining me, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your evening. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow morning for a London opening trading session. So yeah, thank you. Cheers.